Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Isekai Podcast. I am your host, Ichigo.
And I'm your other host, Mikan.
Join us this week as we discuss the ever so popular subject. There's just too many isekais. Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
Hope you guys have had a great week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you. So, this week we are going to have a somewhat quick episode, I guess, and we are just going to be discussing the ever so popular subject, or I should
Our,
say,
f-
growing popular subject.
our favorite subject.
There's just too many isekais coming out. We're sick of it, okay?
100%.
So, I know we briefly mentioned this in last week's episode. Mikan mentioned she had a lot to say.
Mikan does have a lot to say. Actually, it's not a lot. It's just one thing. Stop. Enough is enough. STOP. Stop is all I have to say.
There are an abundance of different isekais that are coming out. And if you don't know what isekai means, it's basically an anime that is set in a different world. And there's just too many. I mean, at this point, I can't keep up.
mm-hmm.
And
It's
I,
too many. It's too many. Too many. Too many. Too many. Too many. Too
I want,
many.
I want to say the last isekai anime that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I don't think it's done yet. Actually, is I was reincarnated as a slime or something
Oh
along those
yeah.
lines.
I kind
Like
of enjoyed that one, yeah.
that one was really good. I feel like
Mhm.
and then Mushoku Tensei, the
Yeah, that was one I've seen too, yeah.
that
Probably the
one
last one
as
I've seen.
well. Those two are the most recent that I will continuously watch because the storylines are good. Everything else I feel like they're just throwing at us and they're like, "You get an isekai, you get an isekai, you
Mhm.
get an isekai." Now, the romance ones, I will at least attempt to watch them
Okay.
because I'm a romance fanatic.
Yes.
So I'll give them a shot. Okay? I'll give them a shot. But some of these other ones that are just random.
Yes. Oh my god, I can't. So I did a little Googling because I really just wanted to know, what is everybody else thinking? But also, how many isekais are there? And I found out that in the last 5 years or so, um, apparently, according to Google, from 2018 to 2022, there were roughly 80 isekai series that premiered, 80, and then not including 2023 and 2024 because we know there's plenty more there. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry, but do we
gosh.
really need that many? Honestly? How many plots can you do with an isekai? That's the problem I have though, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's
Mm,
the setting and the story that takes place is a little bit too overdone. It's usually just the same hashed out. And the thing is a lot of genres are similar in a sense, obviously shonen or shoujo, but at least like a lot of the setting is different and the story is a little bit different and how the characters get together.
mhm.
An isekai, it's usually the same. That's the problem I have.
Well, not only just that, you always have that one character who is either overworked to death, Truck-kun meets their,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much decides their fate,
Mhm.
or there's like some sort of, there's a few in there that's like, okay, this person had a very tragic death,
Yeah.
and then they're isekai'd to another world,
Another world. Yeah, and I
which,
I mean, it's just I also feel like a lot of times one of the reasons I don't like them is because it is mainly for fan service. Like, a lot of these stories are written
ah,
for th the aspect of fan service or having a
Mhm.
harem, you know? And yeah, it's just like there's not a lot of plot there.
Yeah, there's oof. Now, there is another one that I think is actually a cute isekai that I'm watching
Mhm.
currently, and it's called Fluffy Paradise,
That
and
sounds so cute.
it's actually really cute. It's about, a woman who pretty much overworks herself and unfortunately dies, like, as soon as she reaches her apartment, which
Oh
I
my
was like,
god.
"Dang, that's kinda messed up." But yeah, she's overworked, and as she dies, she's just like, "Oh, I just wanted to be surrounded by cute and fluffy animals."
Mhm.
And so she gets reincarnated into another world as the youngest daughter of this family, and her superpower is she can communicate really well with all the animal creatures and the monsters in the area, and then it just kind of takes off from there. It's that kind of storyline.
Aw.
So it is cute. I will say that. So I feel like that in itself, those type of original
Yeah.
isekais, I'm okay with because they differentiate off of the other ones where, this person has been taken out by Truck-kun
Yeah.
or Kuruma-san.
I mean, there are some really good isekais, you know, and I mean, it is obviously a popular, very popular genre, and there are many anime that have done it right, and that's the reason, or well, we can discuss the reason a little more, but that's probably one of the reasons why they've continued to make this genre.
Mhm.
But like, where's the originality? And I do believe, because a lot of light novels during the time where it became very popular, a lot of isekai light novels came out,
Mhm.
and they've been using those to make in the last 5 years, like, the continuous stream of isekais. I do believe a lot of them are based on these light novels. Who do you think is making these? Like, that's my thing. Who's, like, green lighting these?
Japan is greenlighting these apparently
I mean, yeah, I
because
know, but I'm like, who like, there's gotta be some dude just like, "Yes, all the light novels, we're doing this one," that, like, I'm just like, is it one dude? Just one dude who's, like, telling all these companies, just like, "All of y'all are gonna be doing these isekais."
isekais, yeah. I feel like for me, isekai started to get a little bit out of hand when I start seeing extremely long, unnecessary titles
Oh my god, yes.
that even when you shorten them, they're still long and
They're
unnecessary.
so long, yeah.
Or, for me, I was kind of I don't wanna say completely done with isekais because obviously I'm not. Like, if it looks interesting, I'm going to watch it or I'm gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
But certain isekais, so, like, the upcoming Suicide Squad,
Okay, yeah.
when I watched the trailer, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is gonna be a good anime," and then they were like, "They're isekai'd," and I was like, "Absolutely not."
Mhm.
Like, y'all are just throwing isekais in there for no apparent reason. Like
That's what I hate. Like, I the thing is, you know what I feel like isekai is? It's honestly such an easy excuse for, like, all these, authors or, show creators or whatever, because they don't really have to build a world, it's just already there, poof. There's no backstory necessary, it's just, "Oh, magically ends up in that world." It's, like, such an easy, you know, way to
yeah.
go about it without having to, like, explain or build or, whatnot.
Well, I feel like even if they are explaining or if they are building off of something, it's almost like I feel like isekais were created because everybody wants to escape from reality,
Yeah.
which I get, but if that is the case, why is everybody having such at least as of late, why are all the main characters having such tragic deaths in order to get
'Cause
to
it's a tough
said
world out there.
I mean, I get that, but, like,
They're
the
like, "We
fact
gotta
that
we gotta add tragedy."
the fact that these everyday people are just dropping dead at the door because they've been overworked, like, I mean, like, people really be dropping dead I feel like the fact that the most recent isekais that I've seen, the main character, Truck-kun is not even involved anymore. Like, they've
Mm.
retired the idea of Truck-kun. They're like, "Look." we're just gonna overwork this person and
Yeah.
keep them like working, working, working until eventually they're just gonna take themselves out.
Yeah. I mean, I think also maybe the people who are making this, they're very overworked, and people who are writing this as well, like all the novels and people who are making the anime, they're just overworked and they're truly like, I need to get away.
If that's the case, technically, Mappa would be
Mhm.
producing
They would
the
they
most
would probably be
isekai.
the most yeah. They would be cornering the market for isekais.
Except all of their isekais would be really dark.
It would. It really would.
Geto would be taking out all of our favorite characters left and
Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like, they would all be turning, but I feel like they would be evil. There was one isekai about a villainess, I forgot what it's called, but you know what I
Oh,
would really like?
mhm.
More isekais based on villains. I feel like if you're gonna make an isekai, I need a different, like, type of character to follow, not the
Yeah,
typical, "Oh, I'm gonna save everybody."
right,
No, I
right.
wanna destroy this world. That's what I wanna see.
Or the fan service ones where it's like
Mhm,
this one guy or this one girl has to go on a journey. She's been isekai, now she's gotta go and save the world by encountering, well, if it's a guy, mostly guys, they've gotta go and find all these different women who hold the keys to the powers, and, it's just that cliche, "Okay, we get it, this is a harem, it's an isekai. Okay, can we move past this?" Like, we all know how it's gonna end. He's gonna fall in love with all these beautiful women, they're gonna have a couple of fan service episodes. There's gonna be a beach episode, there's gonna be a bathhouse episode, and then he's gonna save the world. Boom.
mhm,
The end.
yeah. Yeah. I We just need a little more fresh take on the isekai, because I do think the concept, I get it. It is escapism, and I feel like
Mhm.
now more than ever, that's what a lot of people really just need.
Yeah.
But just y'all just there's so many good stories out there. Just use them. Just use them. Please.
Not only that, don't turn some of these good stories into isekais. Like, I still am trying to wrap my mind and my brain around Suicide Squad. Like,
I don't know how
I'm
they're gonna do
I'm
that.
low key pressed because Suicide Squad itself is such a good show that it would have been an awesome anime
Mhm.
on its own without adding any isekai aspect to it. It would have been absolutely hilarious. And the fact that I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to wait till it comes out and then watch it
Yeah.
and then give my judgment. But I'm already like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine? I cannot picture Harley Quinn in an isekai with dragon people running around. I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I
See, the
know they
thing
gave us the visuals, but I still, in my mind, despite those visuals, cannot picture it.
I feel like what they should have done is if she was originally from, like, more of a fantasy world, and then she
Mm.
was like, thrown into our, like, current world, like a real world, modern world setting.
In which case, at what point did she become crazy?
She was already crazy. It's just now she's in her world, that's probably normal, but
I
then she's
see.
come to, like, our world where it's like, "Oh, she's crazy."
If that's how they're gonna do it, then I guess I would get it. But then it won't be Suicide Squad. It
Yeah, I
would
don't
be
think that's what
something
they're doing,
completely
but yeah.
different.
That's what I would have
But
done if they had to do isekai.
I mean, well, here's since you brought that up, if you had to make your own isekai,
Mhm.
what kind of isekai are you gonna make?
I mean, I would just make, like, a heavenly place and send myself to it.
That's it? No conflict? No no fighting? No
No,
nothing?
no, no fighting. There's enough of that in this world. I feel like I've been isekai'd into this world where this is the conflict right now. I gotta get out of here. If Truckun is gonna take me out, I want to go to a place where there's peace, fluffy little animals, and I can sleep as long as I want and relax
You want the
forever.
full heaven effect, just
Yes.
relaxing, not a care in the world.
Yes.
I can see that. Okay, but how are you gonna get taken out? Are you gonna be overworked? Is Truck
Oh
Coon
god, I hope
coming?
not. I'll
Kurumasan
take
coming?
trucking. I do not wanna be enough work. I don't wanna die from overwork. That is way too sad. That is no, that's too sad. Even for me, that's too sad.
I really do feel like here lately these isekais are just like, we're gonna do away with the truck or with the car.
They're getting a little too relatable. That's what's happening.
So we just gonna make this a little bit relatable. Unless it's just
Mhm.
like a random act of kindness where the guy saves, like a real life
Somebody
guy
else.
saves people, and then I think there was one an isekai where the guy tried to save this his female coworker, and he ended up getting stabbed and he died,
I
and
wouldn't
then was
mind that.
isekai'd. It was really
Yeah, I wouldn't
sweet of
mind that.
him, but I was like, okay.
But also
For
the
m
fact that you can't meet anybody from your original world, you know what I mean? That's sad.
um, yeah, that's the sad, like, you literally start over.
Yeah,
There are
but
a few isekais out there where it's like the main character was a bad person in their past life, so then they go to their new life, but then everybody from their past life was reincarnated into the new life as different people.
oh,
And so she has her memories and she's just like, okay, I gotta try and make amends. Or he.
okay.
So I get those because there are just a handful of those out there. Uh, if
Mhm.
I were to make my own isekai, I would want it to be like a romance one
Oh,
where
okay.
the main female character, uh, look, I don't want my main female character to die of being overworked. So I'm just gonna say, um, the main female character has got sick and she's unfortunately just passed away. Her sickness got the better of her, but she gets
Oh, that's so
reincarnated.
sad.
Yeah, like and the whole time she was like, "Man, if I just lived a little bit longer, I could have truly found love and having like all this kind of things, right?"
Mhm.
So she gets reincarnated as a princess. I'll give her the full fairy tale effect as a princess, and she's now been tasked with trying to find her true love. But instead of all the guys, like the king, her father, assigning her different men, I want her to like have some sort of rule and be like, "Look, I want all the men to come to me." And then
Mm,
take it as like a so yes, in a way it's a reverse harem, but not really. Like without the fan service type stuff, they're just good looking men who all treat her right. They all get to know her, and then she picks one of them, and then the other ones they can just like build good relationships because they're princes. So now her kingdom just blossoms
mhm,
because of the friendships that she's made along the way. Just like very, you know, lovey dovey over the top,
mhm.
no conflict.
I see.
But I feel like that would be boring to some people.
Well, it's not like anyone needs to watch it. I would like, just where you would live in.
Oh, so if it's where I would live in, then I would want to have lived a full life of my life and then get isekai'd into heaven. There we go.
Okay,
And then
okay.
just have not any more cares in the world or anything like that. That would be
Oh,
ideal.
I like it. So, the first like, what you first mentioned, like, the romance thing, that's what you would like to see?
If I
Like, that
was
kinda
to create
story?
it myself, I
Mhm.
would create one that's like romantic lovey dovey.
Ah,
Because I feel like the action ones are starting to become a little bit more outplayed.
yeah,
You know, like, okay, the main guy or the main girl
because
has
they do it
had
so similarly.
well, yeah, yeah. And I feel
Y
like I would want for mine, like, yes, she's a princess in a kingdom, but I would still want there to be like modern technology
Okay. Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
okay.
a lot of isekais where they don't have no modern technology, which that's not a bad thing. That's typically like the isekai trope.
Okay.
But I want there to be like magic and modern technology. Cause then you
Huh.
could use your magic to work with the modern technology and everybody could just live like carefree, you know? Everybody's living carefree and happy nowadays, okay?
Okay, okay. I like it. Yeah, honestly, I would want, like, either the villain aspect or a, like, isekai where you don't realize, like, the person that was isekai'd is sort of like the villain, if that makes sense, until, like, the
Ooh,
end, and you're like, "Oh, crap. This person has been the bad dude the whole time?"
that would be so interesting. I would watch that.
Mm.
I would. But there's so many, if they did make one like
Yes, you
that,
wouldn't know which one.
I wouldn't know which one. There's too many. There's
Mm,
too many. I had
there
to stop.
is.
I got ready to watch the isekai where the guy turns into the vending machine.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
And I still kind of want to watch it, but I also want somebody just to tell me that's a waste of my time and not do it.
Mhm.
But I feel like I can't critique it well until I see it.
I want you to see it. You have to watch it all the way through.
Well, if that's the case, you're gonna have to watch it with me.
Oh, no. No, you watch it first and tell me if it's good, then I'll watch it.
But my version of good and your version of good are two different versions.
That's very true.
So even if I feel like I don't critique anime that hard. Anime characters, yes. The anime itself, maybe not as much. With so many isekais out there, there's just an abundance of different stories and timelines and it's way too many to keep up. I
Mhm.
mean, with just this winter anime season alone, I want to say I've s- I've seen advertised at least 6.
Mm. Man, that's yeah,
Maybe
there are
5,
quite a
but I'm
few.
pretty sure at least 6. There's just so many. I felt like there was an abundance every single year. It just that number grows ever so slightly and I'm just like, "Stop it, please." Please stop. I guess we gotta say it in Japanese. Yamete kudasai.
やめてください。
There's too many. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys let us know. What are your thoughts on the abundance of isekais? Are you here for it? And are you watching everything? Or are you kind of done with it and ready to move on to something else? Or are you kind of stuck in the middle? Please let us know. And we thank you guys so much for joining us on this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And just giving a little quick announcement this month of March, we are actually going to be celebrating 1 year of the Anime Sekai podcast.
Yay!
Yay! We officially started
Woo!
this podcast March of 2023. And so this month, we kind of wanted to maybe give you guys the option of asking us questions. And then for
Mhm.
our 1 year podcast anniversary episode, we answer your questions. So be on the lookout for that information. We're going to drop it on Instagram and TikTok. So whatever questions that you guys want to ask us, that
Any
is
questions, guys, any
any
questions.
questions besides our real names, any questions. We want to actually hear from you guys. So if you have any questions, for those of you who are on Spotify, you should be able to just drop your questions in the question Q&A down below. If you are on any other streaming platform, there should be a Q&A. If not, head on over to our TikTok or head on over to our Instagram and just drop your questions. We'll make a post soon and it'll be pinned. So drop your questions there. We will answer as many questions as we possibly can. And we truly, truly, truly appreciate every single one of you. We thank you
Absolutely.
so much for joining us. It's been an amazing year. It's been so much fun. We've gotten to interact and meet with so many awesome people, fellow podcasters, fellow anime fans, and we thank you. So, once again, be on the lookout. We will give everybody until March 18th. That is a Monday, March 18th, to turn in any questions. Okay. So if you have any questions, regardless if it is, you know, uh,
Unhinged. Crazy.
not too crazy, don't be too crazy.
It's okay. I'll take the crazy questions.
Mikan will take your crazy questions. But even if it's just what's your favorite anime? How did you guys meet? Or just trying to get to know us a little bit better, let us know. And if you don't have any questions, that's perfectly fine. If you just want to say something, let us know. That's fine. We'll still read it for the episode. We're going to read and answer your questions. And we just, once again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure that you are following us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. Stay on the lookout. We'll catch you guys next week.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys.